So I saw the new One Piece special, Monsters 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation, which is actually a anime series starring Ryuma, the samurai from Wano, who actually is the zombie that Zoro defeats. But this is actually the adaptation on the one-shot manga series made by Oda. So here is the anime special where the anime animation is done by the studio that actually did Jujutsu Kaisen. So here is the review. And the special actually begins with the narration of the dragon's horn, which is said to have an incredible power. And it also has the ability to summon dragons, which the guards who are protecting the horn were killed, and the horn was actually been stolen. Then, 10 years later, in a village, the townsfolk are talking about Shirano, who was actually in the town, by which the samurai was kicked out of the restaurant for not paying his meal. So he's looking for something else to eat, by which the samurai Shirano actually in a restaurant where the young lady named Flair, who actually is happy to see Shirano again after many years, in which he is also happy to see her as well, by which the samurai is actually looking out the window, looking hungry as ever, which his name is Ryuma, the samurai, as he is prepared to eat the meal. He actually thanks Flair for saving him from starvation, which he say that he'll repay her one day, in which he was ignored when Flair tells Shirano goodbye. But as he left, his scabbard touched his, which is a sign of battle, knowing that he will actually battles him to the fight, where he only cuts the bronze statue, in which Flair tells him to stop, which he actually applied, in which the bartender tells him about the story of the incident that happens 10 years ago, where the dragon have attacked the village, in which Shirano actually carrying Flair as a child, knowing of how he realized that someone who is nicknamed King, in which he will battle King one day. But in another scene, we saw a man named DR, who's also a swordsman, who actually walked into the village, where we see DR bump into Shirano, who can't stop thinking about the story in which he actually bumps into, where he actually touched scabbards, in which he was about to fight, but then he actually say that he was stabbed, thinking that he will steal the dragon's horn, in which he actually has it, and he blow into the dragon's horn, which he summons the dragon and break it apart, in which everyone was actually terrified about the story of the dragon's horn, where Shirano said that it was a real dragon's horn, which everyone was actually in shock and blaming Ryuma, who actually caused the incident, in which Flare is actually angry that Ryuma caused the same incident again. So now, who she hates him now, by which Shirano say that he will fight the dragon, where he will risk his life, knowing that the dragon is on his way. But we can tell how he and the townsfolk are actually already left, except for Ryuma and Flare, who actually stay behind and actually realize the dragon and what's going to happen. But Flare tried to stop Ryuma from risking his life, which Ryuma followed suit. But we knew how Flare doesn't want to hear what he has to say, but Ryuma spots something that Flare doesn't need to see, which when she turns around, she saw Shirano and DR robbing the place, knowing that during the disaster that actually happened. But we see how he revealed that he was the mastermind of the attack of the village, and the village happened 10 years ago, where Flare begs Shirano to save her parents, but he killed them in cold blood, all because he's actually robbing the village, which he'll get more fame when he pretend to save Flare, in which is so cold-hearted, in which we knew that Flare apologized to Ryuma for not believing in him. And when she went back to the bar, she was so heartbroken that she broke down in tears, which we knew that Ryuma couldn't help but hearing her cry, by which he ran back to Shirano and DR, who was carelessly laughing at the situation, in which he gone next to them, which he actually told him that touching the scabbard is a sign of no heart of a warrior, which he dishonored the swordsman's code of honor, in which he also revealed that he killed his men who's guarding the horn, and he's about to kill him too, in which he actually doesn't think so, as he's about to cut him down, which Ryuma have killed him, knowing that he won't actually allow him to get away, in which DR is actually in shock to hear Shirano was killed, in which he told him that the horn that was broken was a fake, as he has the real horn, which no one can control the dragon but him, because he is the only one that can do it, which only takes 3 years to master. But he actually said that he doesn't care because he's an outsider. As the townsfolk look at the dragon starting to attack the village, Flare came out of the bar and getting ready to accept her fate, knowing that she's ready to die. But Ryuma actually appeared and slayed the dragon, knowing that he already killed DR. So now he actually falls from the ground, where we knew that he is amazed at the dragon. But Flare, amazed by his strength, asked why he saved the village that isn't his. in which he told her, don't think about death, which isn't fun, where he saved her by giving her food. So he did the same by repaying her by defeating the dragon, in which everyone was actually amazed that Ryuma slayed the dragon, and now had their hatred towards Shirino and DR for fooling them. And that's when the bartender realized his full name is Ryuma the King, who actually has the heart of the strongest swordsman in the world, in which Ryuma doesn't realize of his nickname, where we see, which the post-credit scene is Ryuma, as the zombie from Thrill Bark, gave Zoro his sword Shusui before his death, in which this is actually an amazing post-credit scene. Now the animation is actually incredible, plus we get to see the one-shot manga chapter, which is incredible. Plus the Zoro, who actually is narrating the story, is actually amazing, where we knew how this is an incredible special. So I cannot wait to see the new episode from the Egghead Island arc next weekend. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the special review. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime God joining you saying signing out. Laters and be safe.